different nachos.
Hello, you are listening and or watching the Nerd Edification Hour. I'm Caleb.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jeremy.
And in today's show, we can have your movie and show news. I think we have both of those, don't we?
Maybe.
Lots of both.
Yeah.
And then we have like a hybrid video game movie somewhere in there.
Yep.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
A little bit of Nintendo stuff. I always try to get that in there.
Inevitably.
Inevitable.
Yes.
Then we'll have your nerd vocab, and then after that we'll have your video game news.
Yes.
That's, not too much in there, just a little couple things, and then of course we'll have your technology and like some internet news.
This is true.
Possible.
Internet
rumors,
the
and
interwebs.
junk like that. So to start us off,
The Predator.
Jeremy.
Yes.
You're probably familiar with this because I don't want to say your age, but
I was alive when it came out. Exactly. Unlike other people here. Yes.
We're just babies.
the babies.
Arnold Schwarzenegger says he'll meet with Shane Black about possible return to the Predator series.
I'm Arnold and I have a hand with weapons.
That's actually pretty close.
That is actually kind of impressive, actually.
He was quoted in saying, "I haven't talked with him, being Shane Black, yet, but I'm going to meet with him for lunch sometime soon, just as soon as I'm finished with this and The Apprentice and all this stuff. But I will get together with him. If there's any news, we'll of course let you know right away." So Schwarzenegger told Arnold fans during this annual Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio.
He has his own sports festival. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Why is it
with
in
them.
Columbus, Ohio, of all places? Why is it not
Ohio.
like California?
I wonder if that has any significance.
Get to the flatlands.
Does it have any significance
Don't
to
go
it?
to Columbus, Ohio, House Sports Festival.
Oh Lord.
That's actually not bad.
I'm still wow.
I'm kind of impressed. So,
I don't even know.
So do we want to get to the next story?
Yes,
Yes.
This is kind of sad. It is really sad, kind of. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who was signed on as a producer for the and possible star for the movie adaptation of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman comic book series,
yes.
has told fans that he has left the project over creative differences with its studio. Now, the Sandman project, Gordon-Levitt said, changed hands after he came aboard, and it went to New Line as a creative decision by Warner Brothers, which I'm not surprised. They do have a tendency to kind of move their properties around as needed and
Almost randomly?
Yeah, kind of randomly, to be entirely honest.
Just roll the dice. What are we going to
It depends on what they're doing. Actually, they transferred all of their properties that they own that are associated with that particular comic book publisher. So
Gotcha.
Now, I forget, this Sandman adaptation, whatever, was this like the Spider-Man Sandman, or was it like a completely different
No, different thing entirely.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I was just like, wait, I can't remember. I know we talked about this.
It's actually from a part of
while
DC
back.
Comics, so
Yeah.
it ties in with that.
Okay.
So
DC Comics. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
different thing.
Gordon-Levitt goes on to say, he actually wrote this on his Facebook page, "A few months ago, I came to realize that the folks at New Line and I just didn't see eye to eye on what makes Sandman special and what a film adaptation could or should be. So, unfortunately, I decided to remove myself from the project." And actually, Neil Gaiman followed up on Twitter, complimenting Gordon-Levitt, actually. And he did note to his followers, though, that he says, "I don't choose who writes scripts, the director, producer, or cast." So he doesn't even own
do you
the
think
intellectual rights to the
Yeah.
adaptation.
Do you
So
think they didn't see eye to eye because they had sand in them?
No.
you did not just do that. Get out of town.
All right.
No,
Yeah, bye.
normally that's an issue for a lot
Goodbye.
of comic companies. The creators,
Come back, Caleb.
the creators don't have control over what they actually create.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
There was a couple companies that were started up years ago, like Image and some of those,
Yeah.
that tried to be where the comic creators owned all the rights to it,
Right.
and that was mostly a crash and burn. We got Spawn out of it,
Well, yeah.
but beyond that, it was pretty well didn't work. But it's gotten a little bit better about it now. But
Yeah, they are. I have noticed that. Now this is cool. This
So-
is super cool, and I'm excited about it.
You are.
I am.
You are.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I love this actor.
not for
So-
J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh God.
So Oscar winner J.K. Simmons has been cast as Commissioner Gordon in Justice League. Justice League, which will be directed by Zack Snyder, sees heroes Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg teaming up to combat a threat beyond each member's capabilities. Chris Terrio wrote the screenplay for Justice League, which will be released in 2 parts by Warner Brothers. It is produced by Charles Roven, Zack Snyder, and Deborah Snyder. Why is it Deborah? It sounds like it's spelled Deborah.
It's Deborah.
It's like Deborah.
It's Deborah.
Deborah.
I'm telling you this.
That's my mother's name. It's Deborah.
J. Jonah Jameson got tired of waiting on those gosh darn pictures of Spider-Man, so he's decided to join
Give me a picture of Spider-Man.
Now he wants gosh darn pictures of Batman.
Yes, exactly.
Give me a picture of
Real pictures of Batman.
But though I'm pretty sure though, if he had the opportunity and he was asked, he would reprise his role because I cannot picture anyone else as J. Jonah Jameson. I can't.
He came out and said he would be more than happy to reprise that role for whatever film happens to want him in there.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the biggest things missing from the 2 Amazing Spider-Man films they did, the last ones.
Right.
No Jameson at all.
Yeah, they referenced him though.
They referenced, but they never showed him.
My favorite line in the second Amazing Spider-Man movie with what's his head,
Garfield.
Yeah, that guy. Can you tell how much I just
I
went
see
over
how
my head?
much you remember.
I liked him.
But they made a reference to it, and he's like, yeah, he pays me like I'm from the '60s, and I was like, oh, shout out to the comic books, yo. So that was pretty funny. Now this next bit of news, we're crossing over into Star Wars, but I can actually see this happening.
I can see it pretty work. You want to read it?
No, go ahead. Go right
Daisy
ahead.
Ridley could take over as Lara Croft in Warner Brothers and MGM's Tomb Raider reboot. The British actress is among one of a number of actresses being considered for the role. Played by Angelina Jolie in the original films, Croft is an archaeologist and adventurer who originated in the Tomb Raider series video game franchise. The project, which has been in development for years, is said to have been reinvigorated after Square Enix has rebooted the franchise with Tomb Raider and its follow-up Rise of the Tomb Raider.
So
wow, I think that's probably the first time that Square Enix has reinvigorated something that it may lead to a new movie.
That is
Good
kind
job.
of weird. So
Just reinvigorated
we could probably expect that the Tomb Raider movie will go off the video game, newer video games, which would be kind of rough for the first one.
Well,
I know the first.
They're
one's
both
been
pretty rough. I mean, that's more realistic how they did it.
I'm noticing though more and more now. A lot of video games, because of how popular they are, a lot of them, back in the day, not too many years ago, video games that were turned into movies, or vice versa, were kind of But now,
well, one of them was more than
Yeah, that's true.
Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't talk about that.
Jeremy just did.
I
so.
do.
We don't mention it any more than just saying its name.
Well, we could also say Prince of Persia. We
Don't
could also say
just
Need for
stop.
Speed.
Please stop.
Yeah,
Just stop.
Need for Speed.
Just quit while you're ahead.
Is,
I mentioned them. I'm already behind.
Yeah, but I'm noticing that it's becoming a thing again. But with the way that just in general, it's changed with video games and with the film industry, and how kind of interrelated they're becoming, that it's possible now for them not to be as bad, which I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
They'll eventually find a
True.
way, but it's interesting because like a couple years ago we had the comic book movies and we had like video game movies that they tried to do, but they were all pretty much bad.
Yeah.
But now with comic book movies having this wonderful big success, Marvel Universe, kind of cinematic universe, I should say.
Well, it's taken them almost 10 years to work up to that. If you think about it,
but
Iron Man was like 2006.
So
This is
do
true.
we think Hollywood has learned its mistakes?
I think certain key players in Hollywood have learned their mistakes,
Maybe.
and that's
Yes.
what's important.
Now,
But
as soon as they figure out in-movie DLC, then we're having a problem.
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
yes, and this is actually kind of
If you want to see the ending, pay another $5.
It's kind of related to that, mainly on the
I didn't even mean it.
on the pre-order front. Okay, and this is a
Take
good
it.
segue. So, video game publishers have mastered the dark art of the pre-order long ago. But in return for an extra in-game costume or some cheaply made bric-a-brac, a publisher can net thousands of sales ahead of time, and potentially negative reviews, actually. Maybe the process of making some extra cash, so you already got some money down,
Right.
and all that. It's pre-ordering can be pretty nasty,
It
pretty
can
rough.
be.
Yeah.
But today, publisher Ubisoft is actually expanding that pre-order strategy. It's testing the method on movie tickets with laughably expensive packages for its Assassin's Creed film, which frankly, with Ubisoft, not surprised.
Killing your wallet this
Nope.
fall.
No, so for $1,200,
I don't even make that much in a life.
you can own a replica crossbow prop from Colonel, a company that pairs merch with advanced ticketing. For $500, your bedroom can become a shrine to a hand-painted statuette. Yeah,
Wow.
not kidding, folks. And for those of us in the cheap seats that may prefer the $15 package, it includes an LED watch with and here's my favorite. Temporary tattoos.
Yay!
I'm in a Cracker Jack box. I'm anywhere in that range.
Oh my gosh. But each package includes a digital copy of the script and a ticket to see the film. Now, the digital copy of the script is kind of cool. I do admit
love paying
that.
for PDFs.
Well, mainly because, now it's easier to find old scripts or scripts for movies that are already out or movies that have come out than it was back in the day. Many years ago, it was hard to find a script for something. It was very difficult. But the movie's not even going to be in theaters until December anyway. So, everyone's releasing films in December now, I'm noticing. So, but you could pre-order tickets right now if you wanted to.
That's a lot of money for that.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh well.
Well, let's move on to something happier then.
Yes,
Yep.
this is happy.
Yes.
It's so happy that I have to excuse myself for one moment. Y'all keep going. I'll
Oh,
be
man.
literally be right back.
Caleb is running away. I guess
It's
we'll.
so happy.
Fair enough. All right,
boy.
so the last we heard, the Zelda Wii U was delayed, which is something Nintendo's always done. Wondering how things are going? Well, in the most recent issue of Famitsu, series producer Eiji Aonuma was asked just that. Busy, he replied.
Of course, it's busy. They're in the middle of
Yeah.
development.
Actually getting pretty close to finishing it. Continuing, he said, when we did Skyward Sword for the Wii, at the end stages of development, I was in charge of the characters' dialogue and the in-game text. And now, as well, it's like it was then. I had to work on text today too, he said with a laugh, but the game has really taken shape and things have gotten easier. That means things are progressing well. According to Aonuma, the key word this time is something new. Ocarina of Time was a huge leap for the Zelda series, and since then, Aonuma explained, I think the base for our secret sauce has always been Ocarina of Time. But this time, the change in flavor will be like going from Japanese food to Western-style food. Perhaps players will be surprised. Please look forward to it, because I think we'll be able to make something new like Ocarina of Time was, Aonuma added.
Well, keep in mind that they did say not too long ago that they were taking into account the success of the Western style RPGs that have gained a lot of traction.
Skyrim!
Like Skyrim and stuff like that. So they've noticed the benefit of having this wide explorative world. This
I'm great if they're doing a Skyrim version. I kind of want a
Well,
Fallout version.
we've no.
Like
We've made the-
post-apocalyptic Zelda.
So you basically want Majora's Mask?
like if
like,
Majora's
yeah.
Mask actually did happen, and
Yeah.
everything's just like irradiated because the moon was made of radioactive materials for some reason.
Yeah.
And no, like as we've joked before, the new Zelda U coming out, it is pretty much Skyrim Zelda,
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much.
going to be now.
For the, 30 seconds total, maybe
Yeah.
a minute and a half we've seen. That's it.
I think, but from what I've seen, it looks pretty good, and I'm excited to see what they do
I am
with
excited.
it. But what's even?
I'm excited
Oh my
for
god!
Joe.
Oh my!
I'm
Oh my god!
excited.
Oh my god!
I
Oh my god! So,
has
but what makes me
problems.
really excited though is it's going to be. The rumor is, and I think this is what's going to actually
Rumor has
happen.
it?
Rumor has it
has
that, like with Twilight Princess when they released it on the GameCube, and then they also did a co-release on the Wii, this is actually a title that potentially could be released on both the Wii U, as promised, and the NX, which does bring up the question: which console should you get it on?
Well, I don't know about you, but I can't afford another game system right now.
This
so
is
I'll probably
true.
get it
Well, I mean, they might
Wii.
do them both, because when they did that for the Wii and the GameCube, the Wii version got it first, and then
Yeah.
2 months later, the GameCube got that version. So if they did it again, there's a chance it could be a launch title for NX, which would be the second system they've ever had that actually launched with a Zelda game. Mm-hmm.
I think it would be good for them to do that. I think it would be a really good play.
Well, the weird thing about it, though, other than the Virtual Boy, the Wii U would be the first system they've ever released without its own Zelda. Mm-hmm. Every other system has had at least one Zelda that was theirs, not counting it being ported later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even the GameCube, it may have lost Twilight Princess with that way, but it had Wind Waker, and 64 had Ocarina.
We'll see. I mean, the plan is, as far as I know from what they've said and what they've indicated, that is to put it out on both consoles.
You know what I just noticed? I just realized the pattern. I don't know why I thought about Metroid. I did, but Metroid's right there. I just figured out, okay, so we had a Metroid on the N64. We skipped.
No, we skipped.
We skipped the N64.
Yeah, had it on Super Nintendo.
And then
Super
Nintendo skipped the N64.
Game Boy.
Then we had it on the GameCube, the Prime series, and then we had it on
the Wii.
And
it's not on the Wii.
And then not on the Wii U. So.
But we have it on the 3DS.
NX Metroid, here we come.
There's already a history of it being skipped sometimes just because they're larger games the way they do those.
I know, it's sad.
And it has to do with a dozen other things that they got going on half the time. So it's always a fact.
I don't know, that's just a pattern I noticed. But speaking of NES, things like that.
Now this is interesting.
Yeah, this I found.
There's a
cool.
3D NES, around it's a web-based emulator for a Nintendo Entertainment System that displays them as if they were made in 3D. Mm-hmm. So you have a 3D looking 2D Mega Man that's hopping around. It's weird. I saw a picture of it. I'm like, what?
I've got actual video of it. It's
great in theory, weird in practice.
Yeah, it takes the actual layer data that the NES has and extrapolates how it thinks that should be in a three-dimensional function.
Oh.
So it works better in some games. It looks really good in Super Mario Brothers. Looks really good in Mega Man. But then there's other ones like Contra where it's
confusing.
It's okay on one side, and then you go to that one view where you're kind of going forward, and it just freaks out.
But
it's not perfect, in other words.
No, but I mean it's still incredibly impressive.
It's in public beta right now. That's what this says. So if you go and see the video, you'll see that it's not always perfect, but Mega Man does Dr. Mario and
it's a perfect.
They look pretty good.
Not a full thing.
Yeah.
So, but currently the emulator does only run on Firefox, and it requires a URL link to the ROM itself of the NES game.
Yeah.
So
this is kind of a point of contention. There's not really a legally dumped ROM. They don't have any kind of legal grounds for that, but people are kind of shady for it. But on a technical standpoint, it is still really impressive what they did.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Now, did we talk about Beyond Good and Evil last week?
Who?
I think.
Don't remember if we did or not.
I don't remember.
Because there was a report that came out from, and this will be kind of an add-in real quick. Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been rumored.
We did talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
very briefly.
We compared it about to
Well, there's been a little bit of an add-on.
Has it gained any more traction?
Ubisoft directly went to Destructoid and said, "Take this down."
Oh, that's a good sign.
Well,
that means yes.
So there is a little more ground on this. We don't know.
Do you think they'll take down our video?
No.
They can try.
They can try.
I don't have any lawyers, so. And I did use the word react, I think.
Oh,
last episode, so.
Face plam. Face palm.
That joke will never be old for the next year.
No, it's gonna
die eventually.
No, it won't. After that debacle, no, it won't. It's gonna become a meme.
I think
I'm calling it. It's gonna become a meme.
We should copyright the meme.
No, we can't copyright the meme.
Not copyright. Was it trademark?
We can't trademark the meme.
Yeah, the guy made trademark the troll face.
Okay.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Troll face and all those are actually owned by one person.
Oh wow. So
nerd vocab.
Jinx, you owe me Coke.
Did you say turd vocab?
Yep.
I said nerd vocab.
No.
Tell me the nerd. Whatever. Potty humor. Nuclear thermal rocket.
What?
A nuclear thermal rocket is proposed spacecraft propulsion technology. In a nuclear thermal rocket, a working fluid, usually liquid hydrogen, is heated to a high temperature in a nuclear reactor and then expands through a rocket nozzle to create thrust.
Sounds dangerous.
It's very.
And this is our nerd vocab because we're going to be talking about a
science
sort of news in a little bit
me.
about a Russian company that builds rockets.
Yay.
Good old Russia.
Yes.
Good old Soviet Russia.
And here's some sad news.
We build rockets, fight bears.
Okay.
Little
Like Street Fighter
comrades.
2.
It is. It's true. Here's some sad news, guys. Here's some sad news. In an update detailing changes to the company's internal development studios, Microsoft has said that they're going to be shutting down Fable Legends.
Levins?
Yes.
Levins.
Fable Legends.
Levins.
And shuttering the development studio
Press
Play.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad. After much consideration, they've decided to cease the development, and they're basically in discussions right now with employees and about the proposed closure.
Yep.
Which, when they say proposed closure, they really mean it's going to close.
Well, they're debating back and forth on it, but there's a little bit of expansion from this as well.
So mainly that's Lionhead Studios that's going to be potentially closed, but they are closing Press Play in Denmark, and they're going to sunset development on Project Knoxville, which this is very sad.
Sunset? Wait.
Yeah.
Sunset development?
Yes,
I
that
think
means they're
should've-
going to halt it.
All right, I was like,
Yeah.
that should have been in the nerd vocab.
Yeah. So when you're saying you're going to sunset something, it means you're going to halt it.
Yeah, you
then
basically
we-
ease down on the work until it's finished.
Until
and
it's-
get it
yeah.
done.
And then basically, if you say sunrise, you're gonna sunrise it. You're gonna put a pin in it.
I
Is that what it is?
don't think.
I think
that-
Amon said that a couple times. He's like,
sunrise would
we'll
be-
sunrise it.
Well, that would be kind of like
Save it
if
for
you
later.
start development and then kind of work your way up as you build
Right,
it up.
I suppose,
whatever.
yeah.
This way, it's like if they're going to finish the project, as their part is finished, you don't move to another project. They just let you go, and you just kind of, as it shrinks down.
On the
to
next
last people.
episode of Nerd Edification Hour, we will talk about the words sunset and sunrise and how they relate to video game development.
Sunrise, sunset.
And now we're also going to be singing Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah. Okay, so it's a tough decision. They haven't been made lightly, nor are they a reflection on the development teams. It's just you got to do what you got to do.
Comes down to the money.
Gotta do what you gotta
It's
do.
just they're continuing to focus its investment and development on games and franchise that fans find most exciting and want to play. So I guess the work made or the titles that are were prospected to be made by these studios in particular were not generating enough interest. So they
Yeah.
decided to go, which,
Well, the funny thing is, the Fable right now, people are playing it.
Yeah.
People are playing Fable Legends at the moment because there was
Yeah.
a closed beta, and they're going to keep that going until next month.
Yeah.
When they're going to end that. Now, it wasn't on here, but Microsoft is holding like a really big like job fair for all those developers to bring in other people to try and get them all jobs.
Right.
So
And
they're
that's-
not just like dropping them, get out the door.
Good job, Microsoft.
They're doing a whole event to be like,
Well,
look, these are good people, give them jobs.
This reminds
good
me.
guy,
This reminds
Microsoft.
me of a while back when CCP, when all that crap was going on with Eve,
Yeah.
and they halted development on other projects that they had been going on for a long time, such as World of Darkness Online, which only had about 10 people on their dev team due to other things going on with Eve. And so they sunset development on it. Now, I just learned recently, and I had no idea about this, back in October, they sold the rights to a World of Darkness and all of the White Wolf stuff to another development
Nice.
company. So those properties will, at some point, be worked on again. Now, what they have currently made, it was in its alpha stages, isn't going to be able to be touched. That particular what is
build?
it? Not the build. The engine. The engine that they
Oh,
were
okay.
using.
Yeah.
They can't use that same engine. They're keeping that.
So it's a custom one.
So they're going to have to start from the ground up, basically.
lovely.
I believe. Now they're going to be able to keep some of the stuff that they want to keep. They just can't use that engine.
Kids, that would be called a port, not emulation.
Yes. So we'll see how that goes. And I didn't know that, and I had been following it very vigorously. And then a friend of mine, thank you, Davey, shout out to you, gave me that bit of news 2 weeks ago, and I was like, what? And I just didn't think about it till now because there was nothing I could really bring it up with. So I'm excited because that was the only reason I actually got a high-powered PC was because of that game, because I wanted to play it really bad when it came out. And now I might have that opportunity to play it again.
There you
so
go.
We'll see.
Hooray!
Nice.
And speaking of PC games,
Go for it.
Ooh.
Go right ahead.
All right. So, Blizzard's upcoming team-based shooter, Overwatch, is coming to PC and consoles May 24th. My goodness, that's only a couple weeks away. In addition to its confirmed release date, players on all three platforms can play Overwatch for free during its open beta May 5th through the 9th. Aw, I missed it. No. I was thinking March. It's May.
It's May.
It's May. Which I think is also one of the characters' names. All right. Well, a limited edition, retail-only collector's edition has also been announced. The $130 version of the game includes a full-colored skin visual source book, the Overwatch soundtrack, and a statue of Soldier 76. The vigilante alter ego of former Overwatch commander Jack Morrison. Ooh, spoilers.
Spoiler.
No spoilers. Whoopsies. I think it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious, honestly. It's like, but I'm excited for it. I can't wait to Overwatch. I'm still a little sad that I didn't get into the beta because even though I signed up for it,
at least you'll get to play the open beta.
Yeah, I get to play the open beta,
which everyone will get to play, which is nice.
Yeah.
And now for some more Ubisoft news. Jeremy, have you been playing The Division?
No, I refuse.
Oh, I'll have some fun stories.
I haven't even touched it.
Once we talk about it.
From a lot of what I've heard when that came out, a lot of people got it, couldn't play it for a day or two, still having issues.
The servers, yeah.
Some of the reviews are not turning out well because they're glitching.
A friend of mine, she pretty much is the glitch queen. If there's a glitch, she will find it. It was
built on Unity's engine, if that says anything. A lot of the same bugs are showing up, including the face imploding.
Ubisoft.
So basically, she's been falling through the floor a lot.
Yep, that sounds like Unity.
Yeah, pretty much a lot of falling through the floor. My favorite thing, though, that I've seen was another mutual friend of ours. Basically, he's there's levitating guns, so here's him running. The gun is way back there, like 3 feet away from him.
That's impressive.
It's. I was like, okay, I didn't know Magneto was in this. All right.
While we're talking about bugs, recently I've recently grown an addiction for Blade and Soul.
It's a good game. I'm playing.
Thank you, Irvin. What server are you on? I gotta make.
Yunwa.
I think
the first
that's
one?
the one.
Yeah.
I think that's the one me and Irvin on. So.
I'll have to play with y'all.
Yeah. All right. So, no, Logia died. So speaking of bugs, I was playing that, and I was going into a room, and then this one person attacked me, and I beat her up because I'm awesome. And then I talked to her while she was still getting up, and she was like floating. So I was talking to her feet, and basically. And I was just like, okay.
That's almost endearing. You know, some glitches I come across, I have not come across as many in Unity as other people have. But the glitches I do find are extremely endearing. So me hearing secondhand and actually seeing some of these glitches that my friends have seen, I find hilarious and very endearing and very entertaining.
To show you the pictures of the ones I found from Deus Ex.
Oh boy.
Where one of them, like, I go to talk to the guy in the subway, and I guess his model had imploded. So it's like part of the chest, his legs, arms, and head are crammed into the body like a turtle, and he's just on the ground. And you can see the top of the head, because I've recorded a video. He's talking, and he goes to look at something, you just see the head just kind of like, how's it going, man? What's up?
Lord.
I was like, this isn't right.
Okay, but what's going on with the Ubisoft and The Division right now? I know that they had some really good sales, but I'm not sure how their
this
returns.
goes back to the whole thing of where they're trying to get people to buy it before they actually have reviews out, because they wouldn't let anybody have the game until after it launched. So there was no reviews to tell anybody if there was any bugs, nothing worked.
Ubisoft, I see where you're going with this.
I'm just gonna say that's a bit scummy.
And now, in their defense, the last Assassin's Creed was there was only like a few little bugs. I mean, for a world that size to be expected, especially, I mean, look at, Bethesda.
My favorite thing is, though, the levitating trains.
That was great.
That was great. That wasn't even a glitch. That was a benefit. That's what that was.
That was Dr.
Got an upgrade, yes!
That's what it is.
So got a free upgrade.
All right, so...
Steampunk technology at its finest.
Yeah.
Levitating trains.
But...
All right, so we're going to go on to the Japanese import.
Well, they've...
Well...
This is good. This is good, actually. For me, who really loves love Japanese culture, and there's a lot. I know I don't. I have a couple friends that are fluent in Japanese. I wish I was, but I'm not. So importing Japanese games actually got a bit cheaper now.
Yep.
Because this is convenient for some. US Gamer has reported that Amazon Japan is now shipping games internationally. This is good because they had to do it in the past.
Yeah.
And B, it means that you can now skip middlemen like PlayAsia, which is an interesting site. Yeah, they ship internationally.
I use them a lot, actually.
And they have good reviews. They're a good company, but
they're very good for what they did.
But what?
They're actually. I mean, I've been buying stuff from Asia for years, and it's always been quite handy to get a hold of imports.
But this is just another option for people that that may have never worked with PlayAsia and are a little reticent to try.
Right.
So they trust a company like Amazon, so they'd be a little more. Now, me personally, I want Amazon Japan to start being able to ship internationally their CDs and stuff like that. Mainly because a lot of the J-Rock that I listen to doesn't come out on the US iTunes. So that's me. That's where I'm at. It's really difficult for me to find some of my music sometimes.
I could see how that would actually benefit a lot of people.
It would, and so maybe that's the next step. Maybe they're going down that road. So who knows?
Take the next step. Put one foot in front of the other.
Oh, there's a song.
Soon you'll be walking out the door.
So, moving on. All right, so we get into some of our science news here.
Science!
Russian company.
No, you'll have to say it in Russian.
No,
don't
you do
You
that.
say Russian
gonna-
company
I will push you
Rosatom
out of this frame.
has developed a
No,
nuclear,
stop. I will push you out of this
nuclear
frame.
vessel.
Don't you stop. No.
Don't you stop?
No.
Don't you stop?
No.
Nuclear vessel.
Okay.
All right. Russian company Rosatom has developed a nuclear power propulsion system that could get a spacecraft to Mars in just over a month.
Which is impressive.
Yep. The trip currently takes 18 months.
No, thank you.
Oh, whoops, NASA.
no.
Sorry.
Which is still within a livable time frame. That's why they're testing out with people
Yeah,
to
it's
go back and
livable,
forth.
but, you know.
But 1 month makes it basically, we're talking about like what, turn of the century ship trips, from Europe to here.
Yeah.
Take a month, go here and there. So, hey, brings it a lot closer. Not only will the new technology make the trip faster, but it would also allow a spacecraft to maneuver throughout the flight.
Cool.
Current engines only allow for a defined trajectory flight, but they also don't have the capacity to return from Mars.
One-way ticket to Mars.
That's basically what it is. Traditional rocket engines are actually believed to have reached the limit of their potential, but the proposed nuclear drive could be used for both close-range expeditions, like to the moon, and also for deep space missions. The nuclear engine project began in 2010, and an engineering design has been created by 2012. The budget is around $274 million, and the prototype testing is expected to begin 2018.
Now,
Wow.
what's interesting here is current engines that are used on rockets are only allow for a defined trajectory flight, which means you can't change the trajectory too much.
No, because
Well, a lot of our trajectory with jets now, you're using wind or outside forces to move yourself. Well, in space,
there's no
one can
air in
see you
space.
steer.
Yeah, no one can
So-
steer. So
there's no air. You're
was
gonna have when you move around. I learned that's all from the Kerbal Space Program, and
Love that game.
so like you
one
need
of the only games where you actually learn.
you actually need propulsion.
Yeah, so they'd
to
have to
actually
use-
like move something. So you can't like pivot. In order to pivot, you'd have to
Yeah.
have like thrusters or something. To
Right,
actually do
so unless those are installed on there, then
because you can turn the wheel and your your wing flaps are going to move, but nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you use the other
Just
propulsion, like to actually,
mini rockets.
like the rockets, things like that, you've got to carry the fuel for them. You've got limited use of what you can do.
And you could probably only and I mean even in these sci-fi shows, it's actually pretty realistic on how they change their trajectories. They can only use those little tiny things to change their position a few times before they're out of fuel on them.
And if
Yeah.
and if we want to talk about changing trajectory and talk about Knights of Sidonia,
Oh, that is true.
then my goodness,
true.
Well, if you
that
think about
is
it in physics with that,
tense.
because there's nothing to work against it. If you use the fuel to turn, you have to use the same amount of fuel, or almost the same amount to stop, because you
Yeah.
have to have
Yeah.
an equal. Yeah, otherwise
if
you're just
you-
going to keep going and just spin or whatever.
Yeah,
Once you stop, you'll just keep going because there's no air
Right.
friction to actually stop
this
you.
is true.
So you'll just keep going unless you actually have an opposite force.
This is true.
Space is complicated.
Space is pretty complicated.
I'm surprised one astronaut hasn't been a jerk to another one, just grabbed him.
Whee!
So this is another cool bit of news. RetroSense Therapeutics is pioneering, and I cannot read today.
Pioneering.
Pioneering.
I think
yes.
I passed my not reading ability to read.
Well,
it today.
it's Friday. It's almost spring break. Hello,
true.
my brain's already going off. They are pioneering an innovative gene therapy approach to restore vision in people with retinal neurodegenerative conditions where loss of photoreceptors have led to blindness. So photoreceptors, rods and cones, are light-sensitive cells in the eyes that convert light signals to nerve impulses, and which are sent to the brain, where they are then interpreted and create vision, what we see before us. It's flipped upside down, and then our brain has to flip it. Yay, science.
Right.
So as photoreceptors die in retinal degenerative conditions such as retinitis pigmentosa and dry AMD, visual acuity and the ability to see in dimly lit rooms is greatly diminished. So progressive loss of these photoreceptors actually leads to blindness. So what this company's trying to do is they're trying to come up with a way to help to either fix that or make it less progressive.
Yeah.
So that to me is really cool, and I'm glad that someone's working on it. Yay, science.
Yay.
Very much.
Hooray for science. One day we'll all become plant people.
What?
I don't know.
I think you're thinking photosynthesis.
Yep.
Plant people.
No.
Or mole people, whichever
Okay,
comes
and
first.
Jeremy,
Yes.
this next bit of news on 4chan, is this actually confirmed?
Yeah,
or-
I looked it up.
It's our
This is actually
web-based.
happening.
Okay, so this is cool.
All right.
So Google hires 4chan founder Chris Poole.
Wow.
Google has hired Chris Poole, the founder and former owner of the controversial internet community 4chan. The hire was first announced by Poole himself and later confirmed by Bradley Horowitz, who is who is heading Google's social efforts. I can't wait to contribute my own experience from a dozen years of building online communities and to begin the next chapter of my career at such an incredible company, Poole wrote in a long post Monday. Poole launched 4chan as an image-sharing message board in 2003. For the next few years, he was only known under the pseudonym Moot until the Wall Street Journal revealed his identity in 2008. 4chan was initially meant to be a community for anime fans, but the site quickly evolved to encompass all kinds of geek culture and became the birthplace of a number of popular memes.
And it is a strange
It is
place.
a strange world, a world I will not ever venture into.
It has
It's awkward.
It's very awkward. It has some kind of cool things and some hilarious things, but most of the time you're just like,
Terrifying
like
things.
in some very dark.
yeah,
Depressing
you
things.
don't want to go into the dark corners.
You
of
don't
4chan.
want to.
But
It's a place of
I want to know.
Dark corners of
villainy.
4chan.
It says that Google has hired him, right?
Yes.
But what have they hired him for? Like, what?
He's actually going to be helping to kind of expand their social media type experience.
Which is interesting because they're already a pretty social
Let's now
company.
have for Google.
Yeah.
Right there with Google Plus.
Boy, well, we all
For
know how
Google.
Google Plus is going, so
Yeah. Just,
We know it's forced upon us when we want to do certain things.
this is
Very
also
much.
true. I'm glad that they finally did away with the you have to connect your YouTube channel to your Google Plus account. Now you can not
Mine is
connect
still
it.
attached. You had no choice at the time.
Now, well, you can disconnect it now. Now you can disconnect
lazy.
it. You can disconnect it for one, and for two, you don't have to. You can change your. You don't have to have your name on your Google Plus account that make it your YouTube name. So you can actually have an actual YouTube username for those of the people who
it's
are
actually
trying to make
weird.
YouTube channels now.
Last time I checked
So-
my Google Plus account, I had more views. Like I had like 1,000 something views on it. I'm just like,
on there as opposed to the YouTube. That's
yeah,
weird.
I know. I was like, huh? What? No.
I don't remember. I haven't logged into my Google
that's
Plus in so long.
What the hell?
So,
That's weird.
but next week is spring break, guys.
Next week, spring break. I don't think we'll be.
No,
meeting.
I don't think we will either.
Darn it.
And we have to.
We are going to discuss a time change. It's not going to affect y'all watching right now because it's going to be uploaded regardless. But
And another thing, like the whole live aspect, I think we're still trying to work that out.
that's true.
Because we kind of like doing it like this.
This is
a
true.
little bit.
It will figure it out eventually. It's a
Yeah.
learning process.
I
We
mean-
like being in this new room
Because right
especially.
now, what it is, we just take the sound out of what we do here and
Yep.
just put it on the radio. That's
Yep.
kind of what we're doing right now.
Right now, or right now, right then?
Well,
Yeah.
whenever I go to edit this, whatever.
Right.
So.
Right.
Which this show might actually be delayed a week. So.
Hi. Who knows?
Because actually, I'll be coming in. Never mind. No, it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Never mind.
But
I'm
anyways,
lying.
so there won't be a video next week, guys, or this coming week, because spring break. And what do y'all do for spring break?
Well,
Working, and I'll be here.
Jeremy's working and he'll be here.
I'll be in Orlando at Disney World and Universal. So.
I will be trying my best to upload content to my YouTube channel.
Good job.
because I don't have a lot of time to do that. So I'm going to be starting my 100% Metroid Prime Trilogy playthrough, which will take me forever. Probably.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
Good
I know.
luck.
It's just 30 hours per series. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
So 90 hours. It's not so bad.
Hope you have maps.
Yeah.
I'll need maps.
Get yourself
I
a
have
strategy
maps.
guide.
I have them all.
And then I'll probably hopefully be working on my top 10 favorite Pokemon.
Ooh,
on my channel.
hooray.
Oh, that'll. I've been teasing that for a while now.
Hooray.
Number 1 through 10, Pikachu. Done.
No.
I'd like to vote Mega Man.
But and then also I'll be also trying to balance that while help set up with the Passion Play.
There
over
you go.
Nice.
In the Civic Center. So I'm directing it this year, and by directing I mean the video side, not
Congrats,
not
that's
the whole
awesome.
play. I'm not directing the
Awesome.
actual
I
play.
think a friend of mine is doing sign language interpretation for it.
Oh yeah, we had that this year.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it's
cool.
very good. It's very good. Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Rachel, what are you gonna be doing?
Universal and Disney.
That's right.
Yep.
You said Orlando.
She said that. Yeah.
Yep, I'm visiting some friends and some kind of family, so it's going to be nice.
Awesome.
Yep, it's
Well,
gonna be nice.
Let us know what you're doing for spring break if you're on spring break. If not, if you already had it, sorry.
Yeah. Too bad.
It's over. Wow.
But if you want to contact us, you can find us on Facebook at the Nerd Edification Hour. I haven't posted too much this week because it's been a busy week for me, but I know I'm so terrible.
Actually, I
Yeah.
started putting stuff up
Yes.
there, so yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. So now we're all posting stuff on the Facebook. So when we get this video posted, leave us a comment on what you want to see us talk about next, or if you want us to find something out, maybe research something.
Yeah, and if you
or-
have any suggestions or
Suggestions, yeah.
just constructive criticism, say Rachel's hair's too red or something like that. I don't
It
know.
looks brown right now to me, which is
It's
very
just too
sad.
hair.
It's just too hair.
There's too much hair on
Gosh,
it.
too
okay,
hair.
so I guess I'm gonna pull a Britney then. Bye, guys. But you can find us on there. Send us a message, leave us a comment, like the page, share the page with your friends. You can also find us at Twitter, which is Nerd Edification, right?
At Nerd Edification.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has to be at.
Yeah, it has to
It
be
has
an
to be
ad.
at where I say, look, here's a video, and then here's,
And what's the YouTube channel?
The YouTube channel is Strangely Entertaining, capital S, capital E, one word, or if you can't find it, just look up Nerd Edification Hour.
And our link will be on there.
It'll be
Pops
like
up
first
pretty
thing.
quick.
And remember, you can find yours truly on Twitch, and it's twitch.tv/outrageous. Yeah, I made that pun.
Yes, she did. You can find me on Twitter at Zenspath, ZENSPATH. Also, any of the articles I write up over at Zenspath.com, which I'm working on right now, kind of explaining the difference between porting a game and emulating a game. That whole technical side, I've been going into the research on that, and it's
He's
becoming...
still on
just
the.
do a lecture.
He's still on the NES thing.
Well, not just for that. I'm just in... Because people don't know. I'm getting a lot of misinformation from people. And then also, you can find me on Twitch at Zenspath. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said he'll be streaming this week. Or
Woohoo!
something.
I
you
should
get
be.
a-
Possibly tonight, actually.
Are you going to stream one of the weird games that you got?
Yes.
Good. He picked up a bunch of kind of lesser known games.
I just like finding oddball games and
Yeah.
playing them.
I mean, I do too. I'm weird
I'll just
like
be
that.
streaming Mario Picross from the Game Boy.
Lord.
Should I hit this block? Should I? Click.
Also on next Friday, I think not really replacement, but okay, never mind. It'll be Saturday. I'll be doing like a Pokin Let's Play kind of thing. So Kyle's invited to it. Jeremy, you can. Rachel, if you
Whenever
want
we're
to
having game night on ours.
If
so.
I'm back by whatever time you do that on Saturday, sure. So,
Well,
yeah.
I'm recording it on Friday, but
Oh, well, I won't
I'll
be here.
Putting,
I was about to say, we're getting
Alright.
people together at the house on Saturday night to play it, so you should come over.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
even bought the controller.
But yeah, so that's our show for today, guys. I think
Yep.
so, yeah.
Yep.
that'll be it. Thank you for watching and or listening. And until next, the week after next. Till the week after next. Stay fancy.
Bye-bye.
Peace.